Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu. This song being sung by Naren. Lord, as infinite wisdom, thou shalt enter my soul. In Indian context, the soul has a little different meaning from the Western concept of soul. Other than body, the inner mind and other things, which is a part of the relative existence, is usually called soul in the Western, because they don't have the concept of Atman, though the eternity of soul is accepted as individual soul, not the one absolute soul which is manifesting in various bodies as various jivatmas. The reality is one, just like space. Space is akhanda. It can never be cut into pieces, but still we say my house, my place, your place, and even the space above each country, it calls its space. But the earth itself is constantly revolving and spinning. The space is constantly changing. The space above my country is changing. Now it is in one direction. When the earth turns round, it is in another direction. Yet we say it is akhanda, and the space is pervading the earth and passing through. It is just like light passes through a glass object. The space passes through every object. And the space, how we divide as mine and yours, like that we have divided our soul, identifying with the body. The bodily existence. Your bodily existence is forgotten. Even in your deep sleep, you don't have the awareness of duality. In dream, you may see the duality, I, you, this, that, here, there. But in deep sleep, you don't have. In reality, there is no division, there are no parts, it is one existence. So as the Atman, it is one, whether you call it Paramatman, individual Atman, cosmic consciousness, or the absolute consciousness, the impersonal God absolute, or personal God absolute, or Jivatman, individual soul, it all means the same as far as the consciousness is concerned, Chaitanya is concerned. The bodily existence, this body is different from another body that appears to be, but the matter is also one whole. The whole universe, the cosmic existence is one space. Some places the matter is rare, some places it is dense. Now my bodily existence is dense, the space around, the space itself is the subtlest matter. Then air is there. It is a continuous matter. Here in bodily condition, this sofa, it is looks grosser and looks dense. Then space in between. Space is also matter. This is also matter. It is a continuous matter. So we separate our bodily existence identify with only physical body in waking state alone and leaving the rest of the universe. That is the problem we face. The other's bodily existence is continuing. As soul also it is continuing. But the individual soul, as if separate from the universal soul, is identifying a part of the body which is inseparable from the cosmic existence. This is what in reality we see. The whole oneness is there. And in my soul, when I say in this context, you enter my soul, O Lord, as infinite wisdom, thou shalt enter my soul. Means my whole being, my physical being, my mind, my body, my everything, you must be filled with that wisdom. Just like consciousness, every part of my existence appears to be conscious. My eyes seems to be consciousness. My mind seems to be consciousness. My body seems to be conscious. My body, it is anything coming, anybody touching, any fly sitting on my hand, immediately I experience this as if the body is experiencing and body is consciously feeling the fly sitting. I am thinking, mind is behaving as if it is self-conscious. No, it has the borrowed consciousness. When I am waking state, my individual consciousness pervades the mind and mind starts working, pervades the senses and senses start working, pervades the bodily existence and bodily existence becomes conscious. Just like a needle touching the magnet becomes a magnet itself. It is not a magnet. If you disconnect the magnet, it is an iron piece. It is lying down. The moment I touch the needle, it immediately becomes not only attached to the magnet, but also itself becomes a magnet that you can lift another needle out of with that. It is behaving as the needle itself as magnet. Now this needle, suppose I lift another needle, that also becomes magnetized. It behaves like a magnet, but it is weaker than the previous needle. Third needle is still weaker. And as it is moving away, it is becoming weaker and weaker. Same consciousness which I am is not expressed through my senses. The fourth needle will fall down. It is not able to lift or hold. So the magnetic field is flowing through and becoming weaker and weaker by the time it passes to the next. Like that, consciousness is flowing and passing and charging it to be conscious. But none of these are conscious entities. They are just matter, part of the universe, part of the material world. My bodily existence, mind is also subtler matter. This is gross matter, the subtle matter, the causal matter. It's more and more subtlety as we go inside. Intellect is still subtler and the subtlest among the external things. So we see subtlety goes on increasing as we go inside and the manifestation of consciousness become more and more as we go deeper. So when we go to the core of our heart, there is pure love. Love is the manifestation of the Atman. So all layers, with the soul, when we say, charge my soul, let wisdom enter my soul. You enter within me as the wisdom. He is praying to God to enter as wisdom. That wisdom entering my soul means my whole existence become charged with. My eyes will see with wisdom. My hands will work with wisdom. My body will react with wisdom. Not by vasana. Now my eyes are seeing with vasana, the past momentum it has acquired. It has acquired a momentum which likes and dislikes. So raga dvesha are there, ahankara is there. All this manifest with every sight of mind, every thought of mind, every feeling of mind, every bodily actions of mind is driven by the vasanas. Now, it is not the vasanas, but the wisdom. Wisdom controls everything. If God enters our heart as wisdom, then the wisdom awakening within will pervade everything, and my whole existence is functioning as wisdom. It sees good in the bad. It sees noble in the ignoble. Everything is divine. It can see divine everywhere. Divine has become good. Divine has become bad. It soars. I was seeing the world with my raga dvesha even from birth, because the human birth itself is because of the previous vasanas. If vasanas are not there, you are one with the God, one with the Absolute. Vasanakshaya, tattva jnana. What am I? What is this universe? What is that ultimate reality? I will know tattva jnana, manonasha and vasanakshaya. Vasana. Now vasanakshaya has not been attained. When the wisdom awakens within, then it will penetrate into every matter, penetrate into every being, and start seeing the innermost thing that God has manifested in, just like in dream. In dream, the whole dream world, after you sleep, what dream you get, in the dream, whole dream world is manifestation of mind. Mind has become everything. The person going, walking, vehicles, whatever you see, animals, space, water, clouds, water falling, rains, everything is mind. Mind has become I, you, this, that and everything. When you wake up, you see it was only one mind playing the game in itself. Now, when you see, suppose you understand the truth that mind has become all this, it's a realization. You'll be enjoying that sight. One mind has become so many things and playing a game which is not there. Nothing of the dream world is true, but the play goes on. And we participate, we see, we experience dream. So we don't call dream as unreal, but prasibhatika satya. It is pratibhati. It appears to be. It is experience. Similarly, this dream, waking dream, we call the vyavaharika satya, pratibhasika satya, dream. And mirage, what we see, is pratibhasika satya. And this is vyavaharika satya. There is the real, unchanging reality. That is the paramarthika satya, the absolute reality, the ultimate reality. Paramarthika satya. We have to move towards, to get rid of this delusion, to get rid of this illusion, to get rid of all bondages and suffering that has been superimposed and nothing. It is not there, yet I am experiencing it, like experiencing in dream. A dog coming and biting me. I am experiencing the pain. I am afraid. I am weeping in dream. But when I wake up, it was not there. Similarly, I am experiencing sukha dukkha only because of identification of body in waking state. If I am not in waking state, then I will not experience the sukha dukkha of the world or bodily existence. So this is the wisdom entering, God entering my existence as wisdom. Enter my soul, and my unquiet mind made speechless by thy sight. He wants God to enter as wisdom, and with the eyes of wisdom, the world looks divine, and with the eyes of the same wisdom, I see God within. There are two aspects, within and without, which is created by the bodily existence. Now wisdom has entered into me, I start seeing the whole universe divine, all beings as divine, whatever exists as divine. And when I turn inward and look at myself, I am divine. I dive into my own heart and see there is God sitting in my heart. With form, if I want the form to be there, God to be there with form, without form. If I don't want God to be, I don't want to see God with form, then all right, God manifests as the formless aspect, in his formless aspect. But God has no limitation. He is with form, without form. Sri Ramakrishna says many more things. He is many more things which we cannot know. Just like an animal or an insect can never know, there is something called God, which is either with form or without form. They never know. They never think of knowing also. There is no possibility of their knowing. Because the intellect which is needed is not there. Intellect is there, it is not awakened to know, to memory, keep memory of the past. Certain amount of everything is there, but to transcend the nature and go beyond, to think of the beyond is not there. And that appears only when we see the wisdom has entered into us. And this way I get not only the external looks divine, but when I dive within, I see the form of my Ishtadevata, the chosen deity. I want to see as Rama, I want to see as Krishna, I want to see as formless, I want to see as Christ. Whatever I need, I feel the way in which I want to see God, in that form it appears. Because it is conscious entity. And my unquiet mind, it is never quiet, it's running, made speechless by thy side. It is inner dialogue, inner monologue, constantly goes on and on, never ending. The mind is always working. Even in deep sleep, mind is working, it is catching hold of one thought, one unchanging thought of absence of everything. Nothing exists there in deep sleep. Neither I nor you, but there is a manasika vritti. And leaving that vritti as it is, I am retiring. Body is functioning when I sleep. I am not aware. Heartbeat is going on, breathing is going on, digestion is going on. All things which are necessary to keep the life alive is functioning. When I leave the body at that liminal functioning level and withdraw myself and enter into deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is one wave of mind, one manasika vritti. Now constantly manasika vrittis are raising and flowing. That stops and one vritti. Nothing exists there. Neither I nor you, nothing, no duality. The thinker also is not there, thought also is not there. One absence of everything is being experienced, and leaving that mind in that state, just like I leave the body in functional state and withdraw. Similarly, I leave the mind and withdraw and enter the deeper, beyond dream state into the deep sleep. From deep sleep, I expand, separating even from the causal body. individual consciousness expands in the cosmic consciousness. So there also, every stage I am living in a functional state. I have to go and work. It is like a idea or a data which is fed into computer unerased. Suppose I erase it, delete it, it is gone. And if it is deleted, to enter into recycle bin, it is there. It is inactive, it never appears again in the main screen. In any of the files it appears when we send it to, but it remains there without any activity. And when it is deleted even from there, it is gone forever. So like that, the things will remain alive, but it is not in active states. So that mind is going, which is ever unquiet, it's constantly wavy, that becomes speechless. The inner dialogue that was going on, the inner monologue that was going on, and even the japa that was going on, which are suppressing all thoughts and linking me to the divine, also stops off. Everything stops. Every absolute stillness is there. Absolute silence is there. In that silence is the form of the Lord, which is shining with the universal consciousness. The universal consciousness, the Vishwa Chaitanya, the God, the all-pervading God or all-pervading consciousness is manifesting as the, just like here, now about 75 to 80% humidity is there. 80% humidity. Imagine this atmosphere is having, now we are on the sea coast and the atmosphere is charged 80% of humidity. Nowhere we see the water existing. But 80% of this air in which I am sitting, I am not able to understand. 80% is there, the meter is showing there in front, it is 82% humidity. So that 82% of humidity, suppose the whole thing cools down, it starts becoming fog. Still cools down, it becomes mist. Still cools down, small grains of water start depositing on my face and hand. How the fog forms out of the invisible water vapor. So invisible, though it is invisible now, it takes visible form. Like that, the all-pervading consciousness manifests like the radio waves manifest as sound, like TV waves filled everywhere. It is in unmanifest state, manifests in a TV set as a particular program. So like that, God, all-pervading God, unmanifest, manifests. He is unmanifest, pervading everything, because everything has existence, and that existence belongs to God. I exist. I is there, existence is there. Sofa is there, sofa's existence is there. So everything, existence is imparted by the consciousness Chaitanya, and matter is manifestation of the Prakriti, nature. The Shakti becomes the matter and Chaitanya becomes the existence. So every object has an existence. God is all pervading and giving existence to all that exist. And that all pervading, it pervades space, it pervades air, it pervades everything. Space also is pervaded by, it manifests for the sake of the devotee. His longing of his heart makes God, the invisible God, formless God, to take up a form, because it is a conscious entity and the same consciousness is pervading my existence. Now you see, now everything, there is remote control. Even this fan has got remote control. How that remote control is not at all connected with the fan. I switch it on and it starts moving. I switch it off here with a remote control in my hand. It puts off. It stops. How this remote control is able to control that. In the same way, Jiva's demands, they are built on the same principle. The divinity is manifest in me. The divinity is calling the absolute divinity. And when the soul calls with longing, it gets connected. And it immediately manifests. Yes, what my child. Just like we start weeping for my mother. Mother comes running and asks, what do you want, my child? The same way, God, the same divinity, the mother has the mindness over the child, as if I am that child. So that identity of mother with the child as my child makes her come running. Similarly, I am the part and parcel of God. I am the spark of that divinity. And I am individual consciousness of the same absolute consciousness. So when I call, I am calling to my whole. The part is calling the whole. When I hit a part of the whole table shakes. So when the inner longing is there, longing is the tremendous vibrations that make the God manifest with form. Because I am repeating again and again this idea, because the other religions, it becomes little strange for many of the religions in which the form aspect is not there. So just like a child, how do we teach language? How do we teach it to walk? Why do we get dolls like human? To make that inner feelings express. The doll is there with a child. The father knows doll is not real existence. It has no existence. But it makes a child to express its feelings. The image or the form is just given to make your feeling awaken, to express your inner feelings. With the absolute, without form, you cannot express your feelings. It becomes an abstract thing. I love a thing which is abstract. I want to be one with a thing which is abstract. It's very difficult to understand. I with form, I want to become one with the formless or attain that formless, becomes almost a imaginary understanding without a reality. So matter can merge in matter, spirit can merge in spirit, because many of the other thoughts, faiths do not have the concept of Atman, the beyond, the transcendental aspect of reality. So when transcendental aspect of reality comes into picture, we clearly understand what it means. The transcendental comes into picture, my transcendental can become one with the cosmic transcendental. The spiritual existence can love spirit. Matter, body cannot love spirit. Body can be one with all other bodies. It can sit, eat, make fun, enjoy. Mind can be one with all other minds. Mind cannot be one with somebody's body. Body can be, I can pat on somebody's back, but my mind cannot go and pat on somebody's back. So mind can, I scold a person or express my love through speech. Speech, he understands. Mind is getting converted into speech. Speech he is hearing and is again converted into his mind. And mind are interacting. It is like that. My spiritual existence can become one with God. My bodily existence, I forget totally. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrutavigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.